Hey, do you know what time it is? It is your Windsor Essex County real estate market update. In this week's video, I'm going to show you the stats so far for the month of August. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video. I'm going to show you the exact number that tells you whether your home will have sold this month or become one of the 438 homes that did not sell, and some personal boots on the ground story. If you're considering moving to or within Windsor Essex County, whether it's buying, selling, or relocating, please feel free to reach out to us. Every month we'll help many families just like you make the right informed decision. Below, you'll find our contact information. I'm so excited to help you and your family make your move to or within Windsor Essex County as smooth as possible and stress-free. My contact information is right below this video. You could call or text me. All right. Now let's get into our video. So far this month, in August, we had 796 homes were listed for sale on MLS across Windsor Essex County, and we had only 294 homes were sold. That means 63 out of every 100 homes listed this month did not sell. Let that sink in for a second, because that is not a small gap. That's most of the market. Here the number I actually want you to remember. Only 37% of listings crossed the finish line this month. I'm calling this line the 37% market because once you understand that number, everything else about this month makes sense. Now here's what that number actually means, and I want to walk you through it like I would if we were sitting right across from each other at your kitchen table. 75 homes became expired. That means they simply ran out of their time on the market with no buyer. 363 more homes were canceled, meaning the seller made the call to pull the listing themselves before it expired. And those numbers together, you get 438 homes. That's more homes that did not sell than homes that did. The difference almost every single time comes down to one thing: whether the price matched the moment, not 6 months ago, not what your neighbor's house sold for at the peak right now. Many of these homes are either relisted at the same price or at a higher price if they had an offer date and did not get an offer or any offer with the price they want, or sometimes a price reduction depending on the motivation of the seller. Should I buy or sell first in today's market? It all depends, but I strongly advise you to sell first with a longer closing date. This gives you time to find your next home and not feel rushed versus buying first and having to sell after, which can be very stressful. And I've seen this happen with some of the potential family who reach out to me, but they choose to go with another agent. Currently, they bought a home, they got to close in September, and they have had their homes listed at $830, and now they're in the $775 price range. Now, that is a big drop, and that is stress, and that is telling you they have to sell. So I would not be surprised they take an $80,000 hit, because this home, in my opinion, is going to sell for $750 because they're very desperate. Now, for you as a buyer, opportunity. I don't want to be that agent and said take advantage of people, but it because they didn't have a plan in place, they use an agent who are not experienced with our market, and they did the wrong thing first. So please be careful. Talk to the agent who you're gonna hire, ask them questions, ask them what should we do, hear what they say. I mean, each situation is very different, but that's what I would do in this market. Now let's talk about price for a second, because there are two numbers here and they tell different stories. The average sale price this month so far is just over $562,000, but the median, the number that tells you what a typical family actually paid, is just over $513,000. That gap exists because a handful of higher price homes pull the average upward. If you want to know what's really happening in this market, pay attention to the median, not the average. It is worth saying too that Windsor Essex County isn't one single market, it's several. What's true in Lakeshore this month isn't necessarily true in Leamington, and what's happening in a LaSalle subdivision looks different from a Windsor condo tower. The 37% number is county-wide average, but your specific street, your specific neighborhood can sit meaningfully above or below that, depending on what's actually listed nearby right now. That's exactly why a blanket number from a headline is never as useful as someone who actually knows your specific pocket of the county. Now, if you're thinking about selling your home, here's what I want you to take from this. The 37% isn't random, and it isn't bad luck. It is almost entirely about price relative to today's market. Homes that are priced accurately, in good condition, and marketed properly are still selling at an average of 45 days. If your home has been sitting, or you're getting ready to list and you're not sure where you land in this number, that's exactly the conversation worth having before you put the sign up not after. If you're a buyer watching this, I actually want you to feel a little relief right now. A market where 63% of homes didn't sell is a market with real room in it. Sellers who are still out there after 45, 60, or even 90 days are often genuinely ready to have an honest conversation about price. You're not walking into a bidding war on every single home. Doing your homework on what's comparable and having someone who could tell you honestly whether a home is priced fairly, put real money back in your pocket. If you find a value in this video, give us a like. It means a lot to us. And if it's your first time visiting our channel, hit that subscribe button. We give you a market update every single week. We share real stories on what's happening, boots on the ground. And if you own a condo or you're a downsizer thinking about condo living, I want to flag this specifically because the gap is even wider here. Only 14 of the 74 condos listed this month sold. That's about 19%, or roughly half the sell-through rate of freehold homes. Condos are also taking longer, an average of 75 days compared to 45 days for homes. And if you're in this market, getting the price exactly right matters more this month than it has been in a long time. Here are some personal experiences that I've experienced recently. I hope you find them helpful. So I want to share with you a phone call I had, and I was asked a question by one of my potential clients. He said to me, "Kris, you don't have to share this, but we're looking to sell our home and we're going through a somewhat difficult situation in our relationship, and the agent said they're going to charge 2.5%. So I said, first of all, 2.5%, what are you getting for that? So sometimes the cheapest is not the best option. Let me explain. You're looking at, you're paying only 2.5%, but what is that agent gonna do for 2.5%? What are their track records? How many families they've helped in the last 24 months? Can they show you their marketing plan? Can they show you proof of how many families they have helped? And what they're gonna do to sell your home? And what happens if your home does not sell? Now, those are all valid questions. Price, if price is the only value proposition, then I feel they don't have anything else to stand on. And if it's the cheapest is what you're looking for, be careful what you ask for. And I say this because a lot of agents are going to come and tell you what you want to hear. They're going to give you the cheapest price, and then they don't have a system in place. They don't have any marketing in place. They don't have a proven track record in place. Is that an agent you want to work with you and represent you during one of the most stressful, emotional, and largest financial decision of your life? Ask yourself that question. Would you want that? And if the answer is not 100% resounding yes, and you're questioning that, then I would feel that you have to look at other options. Okay? And I'm not saying this to make myself better, but I'm saying this to educate you, to make sure you ask the right questions, to make sure that the agent is a good fit for you, and price does not always equate to value. And if the only value proposition they have is their price and their fees, then I don't think that's the agent you want to go, because you have to ask yourself, what am I going to get for 2.5%? And is that just their commission, or there's another agent commission involved during the whole process? So ask them that question to get clarity, make sure it's in writing, and make sure that they answer it honestly and truthfully. Okay, make sure it's in writing. Make sure they show you proof over promise. I do hope you're finding value in this video. So I want to talk about a situation where we have sellers and some family who are selling the home, where some are stuck on a price, some are flexible, a tale of two homes. So in my case, we saw a home. Remember I told you about that home in East Windsor, a detached home, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, really nice home with a garage, great East Windsor location. That was set 500. They adjusted the price more because the offer date had no offers, and the sellers are very motivated to sell. And we wrote on that home, and we went in the 520ish. They countered back us at just a little bit over what we presented our offer, and we had a house to sell with a mortgage financing condition, and they came back, like I said, just a bit over what we submitted with our offer in terms of price, and it was very realistic. It was not in the 550s. It was still in the 520-ish, 530. So whoever's going to get a home, in my opinion, get a great turnkey, move-in ready home, detached in a good location. And in case for me and my client, we couldn't get our numbers to work, so we had to walk away from the deal because our finances can come together because of a certain situation. So in my opinion, the owner of that home and the agent was very amazing to work with, very professional, transparent, were realistic, and they were very transparent in terms of the expectations. Whereas there's a semi-detached in East Windsor, and I'm going to reference this home quite a bit because we wrote on this home, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, nice area, and it's been on the market for over 2 months now. Listed at $499, had offers, declined all offers, and now they're listed at just under $520,000, and they want $550, $560, and my client keep coming back to me, hey, we should put an offer the price they're listed at. But I know the agent and they're stuck on a number. So once again, very deceptive practices. Why don't you list the flipping home at the price that you want? If you've been on the market for so long and the market is telling you the buyer is not willing to pay the price that you want at $550, $560, list the home realistically on the market, or you will find a buyer that found who's willing to pay the price. But when you were playing games and an agent called you and said, hey, you know, it's been on the market for a while, with expectation, oh, we're looking for $550, $560, I'm sorry. That's not gonna happen in today's market. The buyers are very savvy. The agents that work with these families and these buyers are very savvy. In my case, I told my client, you know, if you get it for $520, $530, yeah, but $550 in this market, no. And especially for a semi-detached, you know, I wouldn't pay that when you have a detached home and you can get it at $525, $530. It's an older home, but it's updated. So the tale of two homes, okay? And we're seeing that quite a bit where some of the agents are doing this. And I made a video not too long ago because I was kind of disappointed and upset and peed off because of this. And I take these things personally because I shouldn't. But for my clients, the family I work with, we need transparency in this business. We need honesty and we need integrity. And I feel some of those agents in our industry, in our market, lack that. Can you relate? And then we have the homes that are listed realistically and they're selling because of price, location, condition, and the owners are realistic with the agent and they're on the same page. No games being played. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. So whether you're upsizing out of a place that's gotten too small, downsizing of a home that's gotten too big, or you're moving here for the first time from somewhere like the GTA, here's what I want you to walk away with today. This month numbers aren't a reason to panic, and they aren't a reason to wait forever either. They're just the real picture, and the real picture is always more useful than a guess. I've spent 9 years here watching these numbers move month to month across Windsor Essex County and Chatham, and I've helped over 160 families through exactly this kind of moment, the ones where the headlines don't quite match what's actually happening on the ground where you live. And if you're trying to figure out where your situation fits into this 37% market, I generally rather you call or text me and talk it through than sit there guessing. My number is right below this video. Let us know in the comments what you think of our local real estate market, and watch my next video coming up right there. Take care, stay safe, have a great day, have a great weekend, have a great week, have a great month. I'll see you soon. Bye now.